It's now time to reflect on this week's Sunday Gospel.
Good morning and welcome to the Gospel Reflections. The parable of the dishonest judge deals with a widow who, by persistently going to a judge, forces him to pronounce judgment in her favor. Though the judge initially shows no interest in her, if a dishonest judge would yield to the persistence and prayer of a widow, how much more would the upright God and the Father of all do to those who cry to Him day and night? If the helpless widow's persistent prayer accomplishes so much with a dishonest judge, how much more will the persistent prayer of Christians benefit in their favor? Faith is that which inspires persistent prayer. Probably the woman is too poor to pay any money to the judge as an incentive, and so perseverance is her only way. We come to understand that God listens to those who cry to Him. The parable is essentially an encouragement to continue in prayer without losing heart right from the difficult times of waiting before the Son of Man comes. Jesus urges His disciples to pray and not to lose heart. For God hears and answers our prayers. The lesson is about the perseverance and persistence, the way one prays. Staying in constant relationship with God is an example of the persistent prayer of the widow, confident that God hears and answers the prayers. In the fast-changing world of today, people are in a hurry. We have no patience. We want immediate results. When we cannot achieve our objectives, many of us get upset, and some even go to depression. We want God to respond promptly to our prayers. We want God to act the way we want and the manner in which we expect. Some of us even stop praying and give up faith in the Lord if that does not happen the way we want. The Word places before us situations where persistent prayer helps in obtaining positive results. In the battle between the Israelites and the Amalekites, Moses' intercession obtained victory for the Israelites. And the persistent prayer of the widow indicate prayer and supplication on behalf of the people of God will be answered, just as Moses, on behalf of the people, prayed for God's favor on them. The persistence of the widow prevailed over the unjust judge who settled the grievance of the woman for good. Jesus concludes that God will listen to the prayers of His people who cry out to Him day and night. We need to be grateful to God for His providence and protection. God is great and His blessings are beyond our tragedies. We could remind ourselves of the fundamental spiritual principle that God acts according to His time and according to His will. People who are genuinely in the spiritual path allow God to be God and wait for His plans to unfold into our lives. They do not set a deadline for God to act. Jesus invites us to persevere in faith and prayer without losing heart, with gratitude. Let us open our hearts to God's loving mercy and every moment and remain strong in our faith and constant in our prayer. Thank you for listening to God's Word. This is Father Jimmy Matthew, CSE, Executive Director of the Family Rosary Crusade, Philippines. Remember, the family that prays together stays together. Wish you a graceful week. See you again next week. Till then, bye and God bless.